Welcome to a Community Partners interview where we explore the organizations, opportunities, and resources that look to make change in our daily lives. I'm your host, Davy, and you're listening to Voices for Ability Radio. All abilities, all the time. Today, I'm joined by Paul Sawka, who is from Calgary, Alberta. Paul is a self-advocate and awareness leader for the Canadian Down Syndrome Society. Paul enjoys speaking about a number of topics, including employment, supportive roommates, independent living skills, and inclusion. He also loves to write and is interested in good mental health for the Down syndrome community. Thank you for joining us today, Paul.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right. Now, to begin, why don't you tell us and our listeners a little bit more about yourself, sir?
Yes, okay. Well, I'm Paul Sawka. I'm about to turn 40 this year. And if you go from the very beginning of my life, it'll be from the past years. It's like when I was growing up as a child and as a teenager, and during those lots of life, I was doing all kinds of things. I was doing my education started when I was a very young age until about high school and whatnot. That is when I started to get into the working world,
Mhm.
So that is what I did so far. But nowadays I am during COVID. I was basically with my parents, of course. I was laid off from my work and whatnot. So during that time, for a long time, and all the bus routes and things that I used to do in the office, things like that had changed over the years. So that is what I know. What had changed me is that the reason why I was sad it was because all of the buses and routes were changed. All the necessary changes in terms of sports, like me going to the Dolphins and baseball and the curling that I used to do is always happened there ever since the past, and things now are very good. Things are shows a let's just say things in general are good, but the other aspects that are missing, like having to meet friends or have friends or whatnot, that is okay. But having to meet someone like a girl named Kangoi from Mount Royal, she may know about me, but the reason why he's unhappy with me because I'm not really listening to her wishes. That's all. So I just don't know what is going on with her, but all I do know is that I had recently had two girlfriends, which by the way have denied with me, ready to say, have broken up with me. So things like that can happen. But it's obvious that I'm trying to get back into that, but obviously not. We're just friends, that's all. So do you think that will cover it?
No, of course. That makes sense. Now, let's see. I got another question here for you, Paul. How did you end up getting the job as the awareness leader for the Canadian Down Syndrome Society?
Oh, okay. Well, it started with a guy named Kirk Crowther. He was the one who came to me and asked me if I wanted to be the awareness leader title and the job, and I said yes. So that's why it all started when I was in Columbia College at the time, and I went to him to get hired, and I did. So it was just like that.
Oh, just like that. Okay. Well, then I guess then we can get into a few more specifics about some other things. Well, I'll start off by saying that you're not the only writer in this room right now. I actually do love writing myself as well. In doing some preparation for this interview with you, I saw that you that you had written a blog and you had also written a book too. Do you think that you could tell us a little bit about that blog you wrote and the book you wrote too?
Oh, the book is about my life. It's from the past life and the childhood things that I did. Well, things like that. And then there are other aspects too, like kind of like me saying about education and about being girlfriends and then kind of moving on from that into hobbies like hobbies are like curling, baseball, and swimming, and building things out of wood, music, is one of the hobbies as well. So there are all kinds of hobbies that I am picking up, and and so some hobbies are like that. So that is the other side of my life as well. And yes, the book is also there too, but the book is about my life. So.
And then, what about your blog?
Oh yeah, the blog is also there. It's the main source of, or no, this is at the work that I do with someone by the name of Kira, but Kira is not with me today or or not today, but also yesterday or something. But anyway, the point is that she is on had gone to Louisiana because I was there before her several weeks back.
Okay. Well, then, aside from the writing, I wish I could say that I could relate on the second topic, but sports. I know that you mentioned something about sports early on as well. I know from what I know, you were involved with the Special Olympics. Do you think you could tell us more about your experience with the Special Olympics and if you play any sports with them?
Okay, the sport that I do in Special Olympics is in the wintertime is curling and baseball. In the best of times, and in the summertimes, So I've been involved with them. Let's just say, I'm trying to think here of the number. Not like 10, but it's more like just been like 30, 40, 50, or 60 years from, if you go from the past until now, it'll be about to be honest, I would say about 60 or 70 years, I think.
Okay. Okay. How about I ask you a little bit more about some the stuff that you might be that you could be a little bit more expansive on, like for example, about some independent living skills.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I just want to say about that. I was living in, I was renting a condo. That was when I first moved into a condo. I was renting like a condo for for the first time, and and in those years I was still renting at the time, and I did have a roommate back then. I had several roommates. I had like four female and one male, and then I managed to buy or bought a new condo, which I now in, of course. I am living a very good life independently. I get up every morning and I make or get my breakfast every morning. I shower when I need to and I shave when I need to. I always either brush teeth or take mouthwash in the morning, sometimes at night. And I also do things for myself. I get dressed every morning. I do these for myself because it's all part of my hygiene, personal hygiene, and all the fun things that I do, like me go outside and sing, or if I'm drinking water, it's right here, this can right here, or if I get into and I watch many movies on TV and things like that. That is what I do. The work that I do for TDSS is very important.
Course, of course, of course, it would be very important. And I think that another thing too, in terms of being important, is being supportive of your fellow person. I would think one of the so in that sense, I remember you saying that when you were renting, you said you had to rent out with about five other people.
Oh, actually, it was me and my roomie.
Oh, okay. Well then,
But thank you for asking.
Well, on the topic of you and your roommate, well, I'm sure that this could be helpful for anyone else with a roommate. When moving in with roommates, how can roommates be more supportive of each other?
Thank you for asking. Okay. Well, it so happens that the roommate to me are very good because they are called the, their role is to help me do things and to have fun, and we do important things too. Like we share the planning, we share the shopping, we we share the bottle and cans. And the recycling we share by taking out the garbage every day, not just the bathrooms, but also in our bedrooms and in the kitchens. And we we all need to do our part by taking care of the whole place. We vacuum when it needed or not. That is some of the living skills that I do with the roommate. So
No, of course.
what do you think?
No, sorry, Paul. Continue.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say, what do you think?
No, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. And I think that what you have to say would definitely be useful and helpful to a lot of people as well. Shifting from there,
Uh-huh.
what would you like to see? What would you like to see happen with inclusion for the Down syndrome community?
For what you said about inclusion, what I want to see happen is I did mention it to Sarah already. It's about it's about strangers and outsiders. It happens to be the outside world out there. Um, they really, truly, and very deep in heart to know that they are doing things that it's not right. There are certain things that they do, like they want to obey there are there's a thing in the parking lot where they have rules. They want to obey rules in the parking lot. They ride on stuff that they want to ride on, and that is something that I don't like doing. Right, to see them doing, because the rules are there for for not just for me, but for everyone's safety.
Hey, Paul, just jumping in because I know this is Sarah. I know this is something that we've talked about before. I know you're talking about some of the rules in your condo building, right? And the rules that they have in the parking lot to keep everybody safe. And I know that you said before that those people following the rules, it's super important to you because it's about respecting the rules and also respecting other people. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I would definitely say that, yeah. That's right. So that is the main part of the whole issue with the condo complex, and it's about pe- respecting people who have or had Down syndrome like me, because the thing is that I wish they can be, friends. It would be.
That totally makes sense, and that is completely understandable. Now, building off of the inclusion that you would like to see, is there a message that you would like to give our listeners about the Down syndrome, about the Down syndrome society, or about the Down syndrome community as a whole?
Okay. Well, the message is for everyone to hear. The message is like this. It is very up and down, group up and down, and the association, the organization as well, to really know that when it comes to people with Down syndrome, like me, they all need everyone. When I say that, I mean like all the boys and girls that I know and love and care. The message is to let them know that everyone needs to be able to to really, even the people that I don't know. All people should really know about who I am or what I am or where I am and things that I do in my mind. How can they not or choose in to ignore people like me? How can they choose not to listen to Down syndrome or not listen to me, things like that. There's a lot of urgency and a lot of importance that they need to do, or otherwise they will never be part of who we are, you know?
Of course. Now, that being said, we actually all the questions that I've had prepared for you, we actually got through very quickly. But before I ask you the last question I have, is there anything else that you would like to let our listeners know about?
Well, when I look at all the past old memories of myself, or the recent memories, or the medals that I have here, or being true to my name, like in the family. There's a thing here called my family, and my mom's name, my name, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, and the year that I was born was 1986, and I have the right to know that people should respect me from the time when I was born until now. All things need to be connected, you know, and to really be told to all people. What do you think, sir?
Oh, of course. And well, I mean, of course. Well, I definitely agree with you in the terms of letting people know who you are, and in that sense, living authentically too, and on that, and moreover, supporting other people. There's just so much. There's so much that I can say. Although I think that we would need another interview for that. But besides that, we can always save that for another time. And unfortunately, we are more or less running out of time at the moment. So before we conclude our time together, do you have if and how you sorry. Before we conclude our time together, if you want to continue sharing your story with with our listeners, and if our listeners want to continue following your story and following you in that sense, do you have any social media platforms that our listeners could potentially follow you at?
Well, they can contact me by phone or email.
Hey, this is my name's Sarah. I work with Paul at CDSS. Just jumping in here too to add. So Paul doesn't have personal social media channels, but we share Paul's story quite frequently through the CDSS. That's the Canadian Down Syndrome Society channels. So any listeners who want to learn more about Paul and his life, or are just curious about people with Down syndrome, what adults with Down syndrome, what they do on a day-to-day, what their lives might be like, they can visit cdss.ca. And we're also on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And Paul, we share Paul's blog posts through those channels. And Paul also will often record video messages to the community. And he loves getting questions from people. So folks are welcome to send in questions for Paul, and he's happy to answer, ask him anything.
Course, and we'll definitely be keeping that in mind. That being said, thank you, Paul, for joining us today. We were happy to have you.
Well, thank you.
And with that, we've reached the end of yet another amazing interview segment. You're listening to Community Partners presented by Voices for Ability Radio. All abilities, all the time. I'm your host, Davy O. Be safe, be kind, and I'll see you all next time.